Hey, Bruce. I was wondering if anyone was here. Oops, I left the pattern. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Okay, John, we'll wait for you. So this is just a minor chord, E minor chord. Go bluesy. You can play the number 1 pentatonic right here at the 12th fret. So this scale is based around that. The two different, they're the same scale over here. The first one I just put a red dot where the roots are. So those are all E's. Those are all the roots of the minor scale. So if those line up, I'm out of tune, but if those line up with the key that you're in, then all the notes should line up and be, if you're in tune. I'm not. But if you are in tune and you line everything up, so if we want to be in A minor, we would line those red notes up with A's. And you only have to do one of them. You don't have to think about all three of them, just any one of them. So if you know the notes on your E strings, then it makes it really easy to find these scales. Hard not to kind of sound a little bit like David Gilmour when you play like this in E minor. to stay within it. Now the second diagram over here it shows you the G shape. See, all the red notes create the G shape that we moved from G all the way up to G. So that's kind of what we're gonna be looking at today. All right, get tired of that E minor chord. Let's see. And today I'm gonna have to cut out early because I've got to get to a session, and I got to prepare for it and things like that. So I'm actually going to a session, which is unusual. We'll talk about it later. Depends on what happens. If there's anything worth talking about. And I apologize to anybody who's purely playing on acoustic for this lesson. I thought, oh, we can just do it in open position, but the problem with it is that we have that one note that's on the 11th fret, and that messes everything up. So we need a -1 fret to play an acoustic in the first position. You can still do it. You can just play it, the F sharp, instead of playing it here. We'll have to play it over here. And maybe we'll talk about that, but I doubt it. We'll probably just concentrate on this. And I could move the whole thing down to, say, A minor if we wanted to work on this. And you can do it anywhere you want, but if you want to play along with me right now, we're going to do it up here in E minor. So if you have an electric guitar, even a crappy one, that'd probably be a good thing to play this, at least learn the notes on. Again, like all of the scales, and we've learned G major, A Dorian, B Phrygian, and C Lydian, and D Mixolydian. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scales. All 5 of those, every one we're going to learn in this series, are 100% movable. So ultimately, we're learning 7 different scale shapes. Although really, there's not any difference between B Phrygian and C Lydian. They're just the same shape, but they just start on a different note. But you've essentially learned 12 times that. So 12 times, what is it? It's 84? 12 times 7 is 84. So you're learning 84 different scales. That's the beauty of the guitar. We can move them all around. So that G major scale. We can move it everywhere. The Phrygian. And I wouldn't necessarily make it your life's goal to learn what notes you're playing in all of those different keys. Ultimately, you kind of tackle one key at a time. G is a good one to start on, or C, obviously. We started with C when we talked about the modes because it was a way we could kind of combine theory with, piano, easy piano, all white keys. And I wasn't being a racist there. I wasn't being a musical racist by just choosing the white keys. But the modes lay out really nice, and you can see them very easily on just the white keys. And so that's why we did it in the key of C. We get to key of G now, we've got 1 sharp. So, Denise, hey, Denise, I think I saw your comment on I just approved it on one of my videos. Let's see. All right. Now, my question. Okay. So, yeah. So, like I said, today I'm going to have to take off probably in about after an hour of teaching. So, I'll try to keep on point as much as I can. Okay. So, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put your first finger on the 12th fret of the bottom string. And here we start out with some symmetry or some repetition, okay? It's gonna be index, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4 to start, which is nice. So we have E, so it's 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 15. All right, let me give you some volume. And then finish it off with 12 and 14. nice thing about that little minor snippet there, that's basically a minor scale. So, you know, 8 notes of a minor scale. You can also do that exact same pattern is still a minor scale if you move it down 1 string, okay? So that would be A minor right there. A flat minor. So if I played it here at the 7th fret, it's the same as here. Now that doesn't continue. If I go here, doesn't work. Totally different scale. Actually, I like the sound of that. But it kind of creates a melodic minor. Sorry, now I did get sidetracked. I sidetracked myself. Okay, but that's kind of a nice little snippet, okay? Now, when I was soloing just now over the E minor vamp, I was basically soloing mostly from the 4th string up, because, I don't know, I like to solo on the top 4 strings more than the lower 2 strings. Because you already got the bass and the piano players playing down here and the bass players playing down there, and you may have another guitar player that's playing power chords or whatever. So, you know, if you get down there, you're going to kind of, your solos are going to get a little more lost. They're going to be harder to discern. You can, you know, there's no reason you can't start out down there or whatever, but you may not want to spend your entire 8 bars or 16 bars or however long you're going to solo. You may not want to spend your entire time down there because it's just not going to cut through as well. You got all these nice notes up there really high that you can make people cry with, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Okay. Okay. I do a lot of unintentional cry making. All right, the cry maker. That's my pedal. All right, so from here, so we just played the first part of the scale. Hopefully you're with me on this. So 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3. Now we're gonna have to reach down and to the 11th fret, and because we're way up high, it's not really much of a stretch. And we're gonna go to the 11th fret and go 11 with the first finger, 12 with the second finger, and 14 with the pinky. And then technically we have a redundancy again, but we have to shift to do it. So we have 1, 2, 4 fingering wise. I'm talking about fingers, and then you do the same thing 1, 2, 4 on the 12th fret. Okay, try that again. F sharp. So 11th fret, 12th, 14. Shift back up to the 2nd string, 12th fret, 13, 15, and then the last note is going to be here. Okay, but that's just the last note in the sense that it's the root. But we have 2 more notes we can do. In fact, that note, both these notes are great notes. One's the 3rd and one's the 9th. I mean, the 9th is just, that's the cry maker, right? Okay, now you'll notice that when I did that little lick here, I went ahead and substituted my 2nd finger for my 3rd finger so that I could do the hammer on with my 3rd finger. I just have a little, you know, all of us have more confidence with the 3rd finger than we have with the pinky. So if you know you're going to do a certain lick, you can always finger it the way you want to finger it. Okay, so let's play the scale. Start on the bottom. So we're going to go 12, 14, 15, 12 on the 5th string, 14 on the 5th string, you go. 15 and then 12. And then 14. And 11. 12. Excuse me. Very windy here. It's kicking up a lot of dust. 14 and then up to 12 again on the second string. 13. 15. And then 12. And 14, here's that pretty ninth or second. Yeah, and David Gilmour loves this one. And then there's our G. There's our root. Okay, I could play a G major scale right there inside of it. All of these scales we're learning, excuse me, are really just G major scales up and down the fretboard. Okay, that's really that's my goal. We're not, the whole mode thing was kind of a side, kind of a restatement of stuff we've already done. But if I start on this note here, then I've just created a G major scale, 2 octaves of a G major scale, just playing the exact same notes as E minor. Now, so I'll do some things like we did. Because the reason I pulled up this kind of E minor vamp, see, I can go ahead and back to the progression, which was, where is it? Is it here? No. Here. See? But the problem with that progression, and the thing I think you guys really enjoyed about the last lesson. In fact, let me, while I'm thinking of it, let me go to the last lesson and get rid of those ads if I haven't done that already. Videos. Oh, and then here's the jam track, the minor jam track. Let me give you that as well. So you have it. So that track you just heard just now, come on, is right here. Paste. So there's that jam track. So if you want to have an E minor, C, G, D vamp to play over, there's like 11 minutes of it. And then what was the other thing? Oh, the live. Okay. I'm live now, it says, yeah. Did I should be able to tell real quick. Oh, good. I fixed it. Okay. I never know how long it's going to take them to finish rendering the video. So, I guess on Wednesday at some point I must have found, logged in and checked it. Let's see. Okay. So, but the nice thing about the 1-chord vamp, the 4-chord vamp right there, the E, C, G, D, it goes by so fast that I really can't do a lot of teaching at a slow pace. I could talk to, okay, here's a try, I play the E minor, okay, now play the C try, now play the G try, now play the, it goes by so fast. So with the nice thing about the E minor vamp is that I can kind of talk about what I'm doing or have you play along with me. So let's do that. Because I think you really enjoyed that on Friday, or on, what's today? Yeah, it was Friday. Okay, sorry, my schedule's off. Okay, let's play the root, which is, one of the roots is right here, that red note in the top diagram. 14th fret on the 4th string. Or you can play it there too. we went CDC. We're gonna go EDE. Okay, let's go EG. Wiggle it. Keep it ringing as long as you can. Very Jimi Hendrix right there. Here we go. Now, the string will never be more bendable than it is at the 12th fret. 12th fret is exactly halfway between the bridge and the nut. So that's you can really bend a string at the 12th fret. So I can even do an index finger, one finger bend. And I usually bend it down. And really what I'm doing here, and on acoustic I wouldn't try this because it's a wound string, it won't bend. If you're on electric, you can use it. What I'm doing is I'm actually pivoting right here on the side of my index finger. It's kind of, I guess, my fulcrum, right? When you're doing that, you go from the 3rd to the 4th. Or the 11th is another term for the 4th. When you hear an 11 chord, it just means it has the 4th added. But it also, if it says 11th chord, it also means it probably has the 7th and the 9th. Do that. E, D, E, G. Now I'm giving that G a slight bend to make it almost sound like a human voice. So I'm actually almost going to G sharp, but not really. I'm not getting very close to G sharp at all. Because G sharp would be a really bad note. But then don't be afraid of space in your solo, ever. Let the band carry it. And even that vibrato I'm doing kind of on the fulcrum thing. I'm kind of doing, hey, hang loose, right? The surfer thing. Sorry, if you're playing acoustic, I'm doing too many bends, aren't I? Okay, let's get to a pretty note here. Ready? We're going to go F sharp, right here, 11th fret. I went G, E to finish that off. So it's kind of a resolution. You're creating tension. All right, let's go to the second string, 12th fret, B. That's the 5th of the E minor chord, E, G, B. Pinch harmonic. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have a lot of, I can do pinch harmonics with a clean guitar, it doesn't have to be. It just really comes out more. No, the pinch harmonic trick is just basically choking down on your pick and trying to pick the string off of your pick and onto your thumb flesh. it's just it's really hard to see, but I'm using very little pick. And what'll happen is I remember trying to get it down or try to figure it out or whatever, and yeah, you just keep trying, and it definitely helps to have gain. I mean, I can get pinch harmonics with a clean sound. I don't know how clean this is, but also it helps to use your bridge pickup. Your bridge pickup gets a lot more harmonics than your neck pickup does. So. It just comes out a lot more when you're using massive amounts of gain. But yeah, you called it right. It's a pinch harmonic. And I don't even think about it. I just do it when I want it. Gosh darn it. I'm trying to get my windows organized here. So, yeah, again, like I said, it's just you just kind of get that pick, really choke down on it, and then try to get the string to hit the pick and go onto your flesh. And the first time you'll get it, you'll be like, hey, I did it. And then you won't be able to do it for another 50 times. And then you'll get it, and then you won't do it for 25 times. And then you'll get it, and you won't do it for 10 times. And then you'll get it, and you won't be able to do it for the next 5 times. And then you'll get it every time you want it. It's one of those things, the first time it happens, you're like, wait, what did I do? How did I get that? And then you just have to figure it out again. Billy Gibbons does it a lot. And Billy Gibbons uses a peso. So he would do it with a metal pick and then get those ZZ Top guitar players. Yeah, you can put electric strings on an acoustic too and bend them. You know, I know, I've done that before. I forget what acoustic I did it on, but I put unwound G string on acoustic string guitar because I wanted a really thin sound for the acoustic on that for a while on that guitar. I didn't leave them on, but I did it. I left them on for like a month or something like that. It didn't hurt my guitar. I don't know, but it was Taylor's, so pretty solid mix. Okay, so that's the B. So the E minor triad is 3 notes. That's why it's called a triad. E, G, B. Also, it's hard not to sound like Carlos Santana when I'm playing in minor keys. Yeah, the bridge pickup is definitely, yeah. It's definitely, all harmonics are easier. I mean, you can get the octave harmonics with the neck pickup. But all the others, I mean, they kind of come out, but they're much more bell-like because I got a lot of gain. So if I had a cleaner sound on the neck pickup, it probably would hardly ring out at all. That's an Eddie trick. So let's see. Let me go back to the BAM. Let's go to that B, 12th fret, 2nd string. No reason why we can't go below out of shape, okay? Go down to that A. Or here. Get the A on the 14th fret of the 3rd string. Get that D. One thing you do, go to the A. Okay, we got that A, and that's 10th grade extension. We can bend up to the B flat. You get that blues note in there. Right? Blues scale. 14 on the 4th, 12, 14, 15, 12. can try to hit that E. And then go down to that G. Hit the E. Short, make it short. I like landing on the A too. So if I'm going to do that blues lick, and then cut off, not, you know. That's cool, but I don't know, something about landing on an A note, even though it's not in the chord. More vocal. And again, as always, if you got a cool lick, try to find it in the other octaves. Okay. Now the C note's a little weird. But I like going to it from the B. Here's the B, the fifth, and go to that C, which is the sixth of the key. But that definitely makes it very Aeolian. Okay? If I went to C sharp, it would make that would be E Dorian. And Pink Floyd definitely does Dorian stuff, right? When we learned the A minor or the A Dorian, that note right there was the sixth. And so if I did that shape here that we learned at the fifth fret, we'd find that sixth. So that makes it sound Dorian, but if I go to here, that makes it sound very, 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 very Aeolian. Now, if I use the F instead of the F sharp, instead of that one, if I use that, it's going to make it sound very, very Phrygian, which is the third of one of the three minor modes. Okay, so. The chord progression I'm playing, not chord progression, the chord I'm playing is E minor. I'm playing E, G, B, but there's a couple times I'll go to that D, okay? Well, the good thing is I'm doing that. You hear that? I did that. There is no place in the song where I go to the sixth or the second. So, and all of the minor modes, they all have a dominant seventh. So that D note would be in E minor, it would be in E Phrygian, and it would be in E Dorian. So I could play, if I played F natural, that would be immediately conjures up the Phrygian mode. So that chord that I'm playing isn't any one of those modes. It could be all three of them. It definitely kind of has an exotic sound to it. But back to the minor. D that, top string, 12, 14, 15. I'll probably get some stupid copyright. That's a copyrighted melody line. Now, if you want a good exercise you could do, just take any note, but in this case, probably start with the root, play the root, and then play the next note in the scale, the F sharp, and then go back to the root, and go to the G, and then the root, and then the next note, the A, and then the root, and then the B, and then this root, and the C, and the root, and then the root. Get it? So I'm just going up the scale, but I'm alternating between the scale tone going up and the original root note. it's a really good melodic trick. It's called pedal tone, or a pedal point is another term for it. Organ players do it all the time, right? You know, that kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to do, is imitate it like a B3, rock B3 player. I think of who was the keyboard player for Deep Purple. I know you. Everyone knows this, but me right now. I'm just not hearing it. But Deep Purple. That's what I'm kind of thinking of. Yeah, Joe does a lot of. Joe Satriani does a lot of pinch harmonics too. That's right. I don't really. I had his first record, or maybe second record. I don't know which one it was. But never really got. I just never been into the guitar god thing. Even though I am one. Right? John Lord. There you go. But even. Yeah. And that, I always think of kind of a, and you could do it in more of a blues context. Yeah, we're not really there right now, but I have to get rid of I'm losing subscribers. I'm losing viewers here. But what am I doing? I'm so tired. But if I were to, like, if I was in, so I'm doing like, I'm hitting this A note, and then I'm hammering on. I'm hitting two notes here. I'm hitting C and an E, but I'm hammering on the C sharp. And then I'm going to the D and the F sharp, and then I'm going to the E and the G. This is a really cool organ, kind of distorted organ rock thing. Oh, I'll have to check out Child in Time. I had Made in Japan, Made in Europe. I had those albums. I don't know. Is John Lord still in the band? I haven't kept up. I have a friend that plays bass with them, and he even played guitar for a while. But Steve Morse took over, right? Like a long time ago from Richie, you know, which is so weird when that happened. I was like, Steve Morse, really? Deep Purple. Here they are. I don't even know if there's a current lineup. Ian Pace, Roger Glover, Steve Moore. Well, some of these guys are. Ian Pace is original. Ian Gillian, yeah. Beginnings, early years. Let's see. I wonder if it has touring members. Yeah, there we go. See if. Oh, Joe Satriani did it for a minute. That's weird. Richie Blackmore. Oh, so Steve Morse took over for Joe Satriani, and that was way back in '95 or something. That's crazy. I wonder, does it even show, my friend? I don't see. Yeah, I don't know where. Bass, yeah, bass. So Roger Glover's played bass. What's it? I wonder what he meant, or maybe he. I don't know. Weird. Doesn't mention his name at all. I wonder if he has a Wikipedia page. Let's see. Michael Bradford. I don't have a Wikipedia page. No, there he is, yeah. Same year as I was born. Detroit. We get breakfast every now and then. It's so funny because, yeah, he was like, he worked with Earl Klug and, you know, and then Anita Baker and then Madonna and Kid Rock. He produced Kid Rock and Uncle Kracker and he to come to concert. He said something here about Deep Purple, but he must have recorded their album. Okay, he produced it. Dave Stewart, he does a lot of work with Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics. He's got quite a big Wikipedia page. So Ringo Starr, he's played some stuff with Ringo. Pretty cool career. Now he's into actually doing his own, you know, composing his own music and having it performed by orchestras and stuff. So totally different thing. Oh, John Lord passed away. Okay. Oh, John. Oh, not your son playing. Okay, I thought you meant your son. Oh, you meant your son playing. Okay. All right, so let's review the scale real quick. And I'll go ahead and do it in open position. But here we're going to go 12, 14, 15. 12, 14, 15. 12, 14. 11, 12, 14. 12, 13, 15. 12, 14, 15. Backwards, 15, 14, 12, 15, 13, 12, 14, 12, 11, 14, 12, 15, 14, 12, 15, 14, 12. In an open position. Open, 2, 3, open, 2, 3, open, 2, 4, open, 2, open, 1, 3, open. If you continue on to G, we actually did the G major scale back when I did a series on open scales. I'm not sure when that was. I have that. Remember, I did that chart. It's on the. Oh, in fact, let me. Speaking of, let me go to the Discord. I'm going to post a link here for anyone who's new, who doesn't know about it. But there is a Discord site that people here, many of the people on the chat will populate and fill with all sorts of stuff. So copy. Let's see. Boop. Now, let's see. Let's see, what is this? I am going to upload in Tom's bookmarks these two diagrams that you're seeing right now. All right. Both of these. Choose, boom. Upload, upload. All right. So there they are. So the diagrams are also up there. Any paperwork, anything I do, anything I create for these video lessons, I'm putting up into the Discord, and that's under Tom's bookmarks. Oh, see, now I'll get a copyright for that if I'm not careful. Pretty much as regular as today. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? I wonder if I can see can I see who's watching? Let's see, it says current viewers. If I click on that, viewer activity, no, merchandise, cool. Oh yeah. That's funny. Pin merchandise. What does that mean? Oh. Look at that. Hey, you can buy a cup. That's funny. Okay, how do I unpin this? Unpin message. That's annoying. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. It's funny because you get like a lot of these things don't show up if you're not online. It's like, well, what if I want to experiment things? Yeah, I would think Blackmore somewhat. I mean, I'm trying to think of somebody. I almost think more of harmonic minor. You know, I think of him as doing more like. I mean, I think Yngwie Malmsteen was like he took Ritchie Blackmore to the, you know, to the extreme. Because Yngwie was really kind of merged heavy metal with classical music more than Blackmore did. But Blackmore, I think, kind of something about Blackmore just reminds me a lot, or something about Yngwie. And I told you about the time I met Yngwie. I mean, literally like within days of him moving to LA, it would have been like 1984, I think. And he was like, we show up at his house at 3:00 in the afternoon, and he just woke up, but probably because he was still on European time. And he came out in a kimono. He went into the driveway, and we were talking. He was like, "Hey, this guy's a great guitar player. You know, you should really check him out," and all this. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you." And that was it. That was my brush with greatness. The greatness that is Yngwie Malmsteen. And that's why I say Yngwie. A lot of people say Yngwie, but he said Yngwie, and I'm pretty sure he said Yngwie. Like said it like a B. So I've always said Yngwie, but maybe he would correct me now. I don't know. Maybe he was too sleepy. Okay, so let's see what else. Any other questions before I log off? I've got to. Hey, Zach, what's going on? I've got a session today. I've got to get to, and I got to do some prep for it. So maybe I'll Instagram do a story from it. I don't know. We'll see if I'm allowed to. I may not be allowed to. But yeah, so the minor scale up here. And that's a Jeff Beck trick I learned. I'm hitting the whammy bar. So I set it up so the whammy bar is tight, so that I can set it right there, so I can go to. It gets that flutter sound. Yeah, I got that from. I got it from Jeff Beck. I didn't see him do it, but I was messing around and I did it, and I went, wow, that's how Jeff Beck does that. I never understood how he got that sound. I mean, it went way. He had been doing it way back. And Jeff Beck's an amazing guitar player. If you haven't ever listened to Jeff Beck, he's someone that's really doesn't play guitar like anyone else. He really treats it like a completely different instrument, and that's something that I really like. So. Speaking of completely different instruments, everybody take a sip. Oh, I forgot. Actually, I have it tuned like I have this tuned like a lute right now. I got the minor, the major third is between the fourth and the fifth, or fourth and third string instead of a third and a second string. It's kind of a weird tuning. Takes a little, like here's A minor. But the reason I did it was so I could play D minor like this. There's C, I have to lay down my first string. Kind of a little pop guitar. So this is called a Guitar Lele by Kala, or Kala, or Kala, or Kala, or I don't know. But it's technically a guitar lele. This is basically like capoing the fifth fret. So it's like a short scale guitar. You could you really couldn't tune it down to guitar. The strings would be just hanging. I only really play it if I want to feel like I'm a giant. They might be giants. And not like you couldn't, any guitar player can play ukulele. I mainly bought it for the range. Because I had composers that were writing, because keep in mind the fourth string on a ukulele is up an octave, so you don't even have that note. The lowest note you have on a ukulele is this C note. So this allowed me to get an octave below that and even further. So when I had someone that would write ukulele melodies for a movie or a game score or something, I was running out of strings. And so I got this so that I could... I even did one, we were looking for kind of a different sound. And so we did this thing where I just hung a bunch of paper clips on the guitar lele. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but it ended up kind of creating kind of a buzzy sound. And you can see tape on the paper clips just to kind of, to get more buzz. Actually, I probably did on the lower strings. It makes more sense, but I did it on all 6 strings. It was funny because they kept falling off. That resonant. I think I was playing with my fingers too. So it created this weird sound that didn't sound like anything else. And, you know, it's kind of, we were just hunting for different sounds for this one game. And you just do, you know, what it takes to get something different. That's why I'm always looking for different instruments or buying instruments and then bastardizing them. You know, I've got a, Zach, have you seen my, are you still there, Zach? You guys have seen my cluster guitar, right? Oh no, it's not there. Here it is. So this is, I call this the cluster guitar. Right now I've got every note here tuned. It's all E strings, high E strings. I've got every note tuned to C's, kind of. And you're like, why? Let's see. Because I wanted to do voicings that I couldn't do on guitar. And tight voices are very, very difficult on guitar. Super easy on piano. If you sit on a piano, you create a tight voicing. Tight voicing is when you got like 3 or 4 half steps, you know, 5 half steps, whatever. And that's, like I said, practically impossible. What am I looking for? Here we go. On the guitar. So I just bought a cheap Squire. And assuming it's all tuned, which it's not, but if it were, so let me just tune it a little bit. I actually like it a little out of tune. Oh, okay. You could never do that on a normal guitar. And some of you are like, why would you want to? But I can also get like diatonic sounds. definition's not great, but yeah, I just have fun with it because it's like, what? So it's kind of cool. I use it mostly for experimenting. I've actually written a pop tune with it, but it never got released or anything. But I did write some kind of weird pop thing for it, a song. All right. So on that note, I've got to start getting ready for my session, and I will hopefully be here Wednesday. Let's see, Wednesday at 9 Pacific, and we'll talk about the F sharp Locrian scale, which is really going to be just the G scale. So the first scale is actually also the same. That would be identical to the first scale. Yeah, it definitely has a Middle East. Also sounds like an auto harp a lot of times. So yeah, that's crazy. The Pog, 3 octaves. You got 18-string guitar. I don't know if I want to hear an 18-string guitar. The bass player for Cheap Trick didn't he have an 18-string bass or something like that? Or a 12-string bass? He had a 12-string bass. And I don't even remember he had the low note and two of the strings up an octave. Not 2 octaves, just 1 octave, I think. But anyway. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Roger. So I will see you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Sorry it's a short lesson, but actual real work is beckoning, so I've got to attend to that, and we'll pick up on this and finish up this lesson, and we got to figure out what to do next. That's the hard part. Okay, so I might do a review next in the next lesson of all of the shapes, and then we can figure out what we're going to do next. Okay. All right. God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Oh.